Okay. I didn't hear the first part. Sorry.
So basically,
I first clicked in as you started, right?
Yeah, today we go over the last section of a section of the presentation, which is the closing. Who wants to be the agent? So basically you'll be the agent and you'll go through the closing. So basically it's act like you're in a presentation, and I'll be the homeowner. And after we finish doing that, then I'll be the agent and you'll be the customer. Then we can discuss what was like the process that we're supposed to go through during the closing.
Okay. Let's go ahead. I'll be the agent.
Okay, so basically you already finished the disc, you already finished the Y, and you already finished went through the monopoly. So now you just trying to close the homeowner.
Okay. All right, Mr. Homeowner, I think, as a matter of fact, I know that this is a good decision you're making. So let's go ahead and let's make this deal so we can. I don't know. My brain went blank. Mr. Homeowner, I know that. God, maybe you should do this, Ian. I'm not good at it because I'm trying to imagine someone. It's hard for me to role play without someone physically there. I'm one of those, like, I don't know what you call those people. It's hard for me to do it while I'm on the phone. Like I have to. I never close deals over the phone. I always I got to meet you. I got to come sit with you. Is that a skill we're going to need, Ray, by the way, to close deals over the phone? Because that's something
Sometimes you do need to. Like some of the listings I signed, actually, the owner's not here. Like they're like in other states. For example, especially when you guys in Houston, because there's a lot of people that are purchasing home from out of state. And also, especially for agents in Florida. Because I have a friend over there. She has a broker in Florida. Like more than 50% of her deals are owners from out of state, or home either sellers or buyers from out of state. 50% of the clients they never meet in person. Mm-hmm. And it's more so for Houston too, because there's a lot of out of state, like people from New York or California moving to Houston. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so where are we exactly in the presentation? So I've done the disc. I've gotten through
the why.
I know their personality, the why,
and you know the price. You know exactly the price they want, and then you're going through like the advantage of working with you, and then so first you already know their personality. You're talking in their personality style, and then you know exactly why they want to sell the home. And then you know exactly what the price they want for the home. And then you have went through like all the benefits of working with you versus other agents. And now you try to get them to sign the documents.
Okay. So Mrs. Homeowner, it looks like we've gone through everything. Have I answered all your questions?
I mean, mostly. I still have some question mark.
Question marks? So what would prevent you from actually signing me on to list your property today?
There's actually another agent I already talked to. They're local agents, so they're pretty big in the area as well. So I was, you guys definitely, I see what you guys doing. It seems like you're very, very professional and you have some advantages, but I'm just deciding between that local agent and you guys.
Okay, and that's totally understandable. If I could ask you this, and this is just me trying to get some information, right? What do those agents offer? You feel they would offer in addition or more to what I can offer you?
Well, I just feel like they have more of a home court advantage.
Okay. So their home court advantage. Okay. Do you know how? Let's see. I'm stumbling right now. Do you have an idea? Okay, home court advantage. What do you mean by that? Sorry.
Basically, they know the streets here, they know the neighborhoods here, they know like all the floor plan here. Yeah.
Okay, so they're a big firm.
Are
they a big firm?
No, they're just local agents. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can assure you that my team, we may not be as known as the other team, but as far as the work ethic and putting together something that'll get your home sold and putting everyone in the mix to where we can. Jesus Christ, man, I suck at this. You good? I'm going to do the best I can to sell your home. Can you say the same thing about the other? I'm going to pull out all the resources I have in my bag to sell your home. Can you say that the other agents are going to do the same? Them being known and them having home court advantage, will they put their best foot forward for you as a client?
I don't know. Everybody says that. So that's why I gotta take some time to think about it.
Okay, you need some time to think. I tell you what would be the ultimate decision maker? What would make you choose? What would make you choose us over the agent you're considering? I'm just curious.
Like I said, I'm just thinking if they're local, it's probably, it's gonna be easier to work with.
Okay, they're gonna be easier to work with if they're local. So we're not local. I'm thinking that we're not local. I'm trying to figure out how I can maneuver that. If we're not local, then that must mean, and Ray, I'm stepping out of role play and I'm kind of understanding the situation. Yeah. Basically, we are, Ian and I are located in an area that is not in the near proximity of the home that we're trying to get the listing, right? Like Ian and I are in Houston, and they may be on the outside of Houston.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So they're local agents, but I tell you what. I've met you. I've looked you in your eyes. I think. By the way, I think you and your wife, or you have a great character, a great person of character. Do you feel the same about me? Do you feel like I can deliver on what I can deliver, besides me being local or not? Do you feel like I can deliver on what I said I was going to deliver for you?
Okay, so you want to switch? So I'll be the agent and you'll be the homeowner, and you'll do the exact same. You'll say the exact same thing I just said. Let's turn the table. So I'll be the agent, you'll be the homeowner.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm just going off of the other agent having experience, and I guess I'm just basing it off of them having experience in the area and not based off of the person.
Okay, Damien, let me ask this question. What's most important for you in getting this home sold? What's the ultimate outcome you're looking for?
I'm looking for someone that's going to market my home, get it sold, make the process easy, and I'm looking for something that's very convenient.
So so convenient and quick is important for you?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, that's exactly what we do better than anyone else. Let me give you an example, because we just sold a home in Plano area, not Plano, but Beaumont, Houston area, and exactly just about 5 miles away from your area. So what we did is usually Usually we get at least 5 to 10 offers. And when we get those offers, we have the power to, ask the buyer to agree to our terms. So usually when a home sold, we get it sold with really in simple terms that are, in favor of the homeowners. I don't know if the realtors you talked about can do that because, we have the resource that most realtors do not have. The buyers we have and also the maximum exposure we have, the team we have. That's why we're able to get multiple offers. That's why we're able to, set the terms that's in your favor. That's something I'm very, I believe strongly in, and I'm very confident that we can get the job done for you, which is, sell your home with the least hassle. If that's what you're concerned about, I think, that's our strength actually.
Okay. That's really good to know. I think I still want to think about it.
Okay. So if you want to think about it, like what else is on your mind? Like what else is a concern for you? Let me ask this question: on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident that you are in me that we can get the job done for you?
I'm close to 100% sure that you're going to get it done.
Okay, great. So, I'm actually very happy that you gave this answer. Then, what else that you are worried about? Like, is there any other concerns that in your mind?
I'm worried about if I go with you and not the other agents. Am I making the right decision? I know you can offer me a quick and convenient close, but I'm still curious about what they can offer me.
So when you say you're curious about what they can offer you, are you trying to do you think they might help you to close the transaction like with less hassle? I mean, I already shared with you, that's actually our strengths. So if that's your concern, I mean, it should be a non-issue because that's what we're good at.
Okay, so why wouldn't they have those same strengths?
Well, I don't know if they have or not, but I'm just sharing with you, from our past experience, that's what we're really good at because all those resources that I just shared with you.
Okay, so you're good at it, and the other agent's good at it. Why should I choose you over them?
Well, I don't know if they're good at it or not. I mean, I don't want to put you on the hot spot. But what I'm sharing with you is that I'm very confident that I can get the job done for you, and also you share the same sentiment toward us. That I'm just curious what else is stopping you from keeping you from making the decision. I guess right now it's a flip of a coin. So I'm gonna choose you since you came here and you spoke to me, and I like the way you presented yourself. Okay, great then. Okay, so let's stop here and let's continue. So I'll go back. So basically, that was just a problem that you can be solved with a objection handler. So let's keep going. So because we only went through part of the presentation, the closing process. So if you want to continue to go through the closing process, so you just went over, you just skipped over that hash. Okay, actually, do you want to do that same thing again, like what I just did? To jump over the objection?
Okay. So you want me to be the agent?
Yeah. So basically the exact same thing I just said. So I say, okay, go ahead. Yeah.
So my question is, Ray. Okay, the closing part for me it's not hard until people start comparing competition. So if I say, I can give you exactly what you want, and the other person can also give them exactly what they want, why would they choose me? Why would they choose me?
Well, most likely that's not the case. Because, the closing we're going over today is actually the worry you have. That's not something needs to be addressed in this section because that worry should already be addressed in the previous 3 sections. You know what I mean?
Got it.
So by the time we get here,
the first part of the presentation.
Yeah, by the time we get here, they should not have any of those objections anymore.
Got it.
I mean, so, but obviously right now, because we're closing, so we still need to ask their feedback to check to see if there's still any objection. Because if there is still some objection, then they're not going to close. We're not going to be able to close. That's the reason we want to ask them questions. So basically, if they are ready to move forward or not, you can tell. Even if you don't ask them, you can tell. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. From the physical, language, from how they sit, from how they talk to you, from how they behave, you can tell if they're ready to close or not. There is a sixth sense. You can feel it. You know what I mean? But you still, you cannot just do the sixth sense thing. You still gotta, there's still a procedure. You move them along to the signing, right?
Mm-hmm. So how do we? So the next part, I guess, is the actually signing the contract, right?
So first, you want to ask them for the feedback, right? So we went through that. So basically, the purpose of the feedback is to remove any of the objections, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of closing techniques. So here I'm just the techniques I use the most is I find pretty effective. So that's what I've been using most of the time. So basically, you find out if they have any objections. If they don't, so obviously first you gotta gauge. Like I was asking the question, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident you are that we can get the job done for you. So you're basically trying to gauge, where they're at on this whole what's their disposition. So once you get a pretty good answer, then you want to address if they have any problems. If they don't have any problems, then you can move on to the assumed closing. So the assumed closing, usually what I go with is just, so when's a good time to take a photograph? Today, tomorrow, or the day after? So basically after I ask them the question, after I ask them this on a scale of 1 to 10. After I try to see if they have any more concerns, if they say they don't have it, then I just assume they are ready to close. Then I just ask them when's a good time to take a photograph, right? Mm-hmm. So if they're ready to close, if they really do not have any objections, they're gonna go along with it. If they do, then they're gonna try to stop you. You can tell. They'll be like, they're gonna be like fidgeting around. They're gonna be like try to get out of it. You know what I mean? So you want me to go ahead or you want to do it?
I kind of want to. So you want me to be the agent? Okay. So yeah. Now we're starting over, right?
Yeah. So basically, yeah. Okay. Go ahead from wherever you want to. Yeah.
Okay. We're starting. So have I answered all of your questions? Do you have any other concerns?
I think mostly, yeah. I mean, yeah. I feel pretty good about what you guys just shared with me.
Wonderful. So, when can we schedule your photo?
Anytime.
Okay, great. How does 10 a.m. tomorrow sound?
Okay, so the reason I asked this question about the photograph, my goal is not to book appointment, is not to find out when they want to do the photo. My goal is to lead to the signing. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. The reason I wanted you to do it this way, that way you guys have a very fresh memory of what you're supposed to do, because you're trying to do it the other way. When I tell you another way, then you'll see the difference. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, right, Damon?
Got it. Yeah. So can we switch roles and you show me how you would do it?
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
Because I don't. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna be the. I think you've answered all of my questions. So what's the next step?
Okay. When is a good time to take a photograph? Today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow's good.
Okay, here's how the process work. Okay, so before we can take a photo, the first step is we gotta get the paperwork out of the way, and then we take the photo, and then we do the pre-marketing, and then we get that way we can get the maximum exposure for you. So ultimately, we can get the highest price for you. So you know what I mean, right? So after I ask for the photo, I'm not asking them to book the time for the appointment. So I explain to them how the whole process work.
Right, I get you. I get you. So yeah, I get it.
So then you build in, you make it logical, saying that in order to take a photo, we gotta get the paperwork out of the way first. You know what I mean? So then, so basically, first so I'll continue. Okay. Then after I go through the process, how the process works, then I'm gonna go through the paperwork section. Then that's how we can get the best price for you. So these are the recap of the benefits for working with us. And so this is just a standard agreement. So if you can you okay here? Can you okay the paperwork?
Yes.
Okay, then you just give it to them to sign.
Got it.
I don't know if you can tell the difference. If you do it this way, it's very smooth. It's not gonna feel there's not a moment in between you're gonna feel awkward, even if they refuse to do it, because you're not like, okay, can you sign here? You're not just going directly ask them to do the paperwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when you ask someone to sign, it has such a negative connotation.
Yeah. So do you have Ian? Do you have any feedback?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, because signing a document is that's a very intimidating thing to do for anyone in any instance, even if it's like signing a contract for them to get paid, which is basically what this is. It's still negative. So yeah, you kind of make that just a small road bump to get the deal done, to get the pictures.
So go ahead, yeah.
I was saying, I like that. I think it's like you kind of take you knock down the wall of here, sign a contract and say, okay, so if you're ready to go, we'll schedule photos. All I need you to sign this real quick. And they're like, okay, they sign it, and then boom.
And in between, we explain the process, why they need to sign the paperwork first, because this is the process. In order to take the photo, we need to get the paperwork out of the way, and then we take the photo, then we pre-market it, and that's how we can, one of the ways we can ensure to get maximum exposure for you. And even before that, I don't know if you guys remember, through the monopoly, each benefit that you go through, you kept soliciting the yes response, right? So after you go through every benefit, you ask them, hey, homeowner, do you see how beneficial this is to get more money for your home? And they say yes. And when you go to the next benefit, then you say the same thing. Hey, homeowner, do you see how beneficial this is in getting more money for your home? They say yes. Right, so you're building that yes. So basically the structure of the closing is, first section is feedback. It's a 3-step. First, you get the feedback, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, how confident you are that we can get what you want. And then if they say 9 or 10, if they whatever, and then you ask them, do you have any other concerns, any questions? And then if they don't have any objection with those two, then you go into when's a good time to take a photo. And when you're trying to ask them when's a good time to take a photo, you're not trying to book a time for the photo. You're trying to lead them to the signing table. So then you go through the logic. You say, so here's how it works, okay? So in order to get a photo here's how the process works. So first we need to get the paperwork out of the way. Then we take photo, then we pre-market for maximum exposure. Then that's how we get the most price, highest price for your home. So here's the paperwork. Can you okay here, okay here, okay here? This is just a standard marketing agreement. Can you okay here?
Got it.
Obviously, in real life situation, not every time they will follow through. So now let's talk about if they do not follow through, what you do, okay? So any one of you want to be an agent?
I'm going to listen this time with you and Ian.
Okay. So basically, I'm gonna be the homeowner. So I'm gonna kind of not agreeing to sign, which happened from time to time. Not a lot of time, but usually it does happen. So I'll be the homeowner. Okay. So now, Ian, so you finish. You went through the process. You asked me to okay the paperwork.
Okay, yeah. So Ray, I really appreciate your time once again. We've kind of gone through, what your goals are for selling this home, where you want to be afterwards. Do you have any questions for me after everything we've just discussed?
No, I think I'm good now.
Okay, cool. So, I guess the next steps for us to get the ball rolling would be to start the marketing process, which would be our team coming out, taking photos, doing a video, because we do our marketing on our YouTube and social media channels as well. So when would be a good day for us to get our team out to do that?
Any day is fine.
Any day, awesome. Okay, so I can try to, let me look at my calendar. How about we do 2 days from now at 2 o'clock? Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So we got it on the calendar. We'll just need to get the agreement in place so that we can square this thing away and get your home on the market as quick as possible. So you can just sign this here, and here, or I can have it DocuSign so you can just click to sign. Whichever option is your choice.
I still need some time to prepare. So it's probably better for us to reconvene. Maybe call me back next month.
Prepare for what?
Yeah, I just have some issue I need to get to square away before I put on the market.
Okay, I guess I'm a little confused because I think the two sentences we had before this one was we're going to take photos 2 days from now at 2 o'clock. Do you still want us to take these photos and videos, or did you just change your mind just now?
No, you can take photos.
Okay, so we'll take photos now, but then wait to put the property on the market?
I guess that works, yeah.
If I can ask you why, because I thought we were all on the same page, and we can always take photos and just hold on to them, but I guess from everything we spoke about, it seems like we're all ready to go now. Put the home on the market now and get it ready to sell now. That's kind of what led up to me scheduling these photos with my team. So I guess what's holding you back now?
Yeah, like I said, there's some issues I need to take care of before I move forward.
Yeah, what issues would those be?
It's just some personal matter.
Okay. We don't have to discuss that. But can we both agree that we want to put this home on the market? We want to sell it?
Yeah.
Okay. So we want to put the home on the market. We want to sell it. In this month, it still is kind of the end of summer. So, the market is still hot, but it kind of, in a way, the real estate market kind of follows the weather and the climate. So when it's hot, a lot of people are out shopping for homes. When it starts to get cooler, close to the holidays, it will slow down. So I don't say that to put any pressure, but I do say that because I have a lot of urgency in the way I work, and I know I have buyers looking for this kind of product now. So just help me understand why now we want to wait another month.
Like I said, I have just some personal matter I need to take care of.
Okay. Yeah, that's completely fine. So should I circle back in a month?
Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's dissect this. So first you have to make sure that they understand, because you first ask them for the photograph to shoot the photo, right? You have to make them understand that before they take the photo, they need to sign the paperwork. That's the goal for us to ask in the photograph. We're not trying to book the time for the photograph. We're trying to make them understand. It's basically we're asking them to sign the document without asking them, because we already asked them, if they want to take a photograph. Then we tell them, hey, here's how the process works. Before we take the photograph, we need to get the paperwork out of the way first. Then we take the photograph. Right. So that's the first thing. So basically, what we're going through now is so there is the basic 3-step. You get the feedback, then you explain to them the process, and then you ask them to okay the paperwork. So in a lot of cases, what you need to do to get the signature is usually you need to remove the risk. So a lot of times they don't move forward is that there are risk in their mind that they have. So the effective way to do it is not to try to tell them, hey, how come you agree in the earlier but now you don't agree? You don't need to do that, because that's not gonna help you. You know what I mean? That's just gonna put them in a hot spot where they don't make them want to escape. That's what you do not want to do. You do not want to try to how do you say it? Like trying to say, oh, how come you said this and now you want to do it? You do not want to do that, because that's just that's not gonna help with the situation. They're not gonna sign the paperwork when you do that. So instead of what you're supposed to do is you want to remove all the risk. The reason they don't want to move forward. So although I said I need to take care of some personal matter, but that's maybe just an excuse. The reason I don't want to sign is because usually there is some risk in myself that I still consider risk. There are some issues I still consider risk. If I have those risks in my mind, I'm not gonna move forward. So if they didn't sign with the 3-step, then you need to remove all the risk. If you do not remove all the risk, they're not gonna sign, right?
So how do we remove all the risk?
Okay, so you'll be the homeowner, I'll be the agent. So we can go over. So you can do the exact same thing I just did earlier.
Okay.
Hey Ian, so we just went through the whole process. It seems like you're very confident that we can get the job done for you. So here's the paperwork. It's a standard marketing agreement. Can you okay here?
I'm sorry?
Can you okay the paperwork here?
Yeah, I think I want to put this on hold for a couple weeks.
Okay.
Personal things I want to deal with before I sign this document and move forward with the process.
Okay, I understand. So as I understood earlier, that you said what's most important for you is getting the highest price, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now is still a good time for us to get a good price for you because the interest rate is still low. But because I usually have about 10 to 20 active listings, I already see that the market's kind of started to slow down a little bit. So are you still interested in getting the most money for your home or no?
I am, but I think I want to wait and deal with my personal matter first.
Okay. Can I know like what exactly that is the concern that you have? I just want to make sure that I can get you what you want. I hate to to see if I can get you what you want, I want to make sure I get what you want. So I just want to figure out what's your concerns are so we can move forward.
Yeah, I have some small touch-ups I want to do on the house. And I don't want to sell my house and not have a place to move to because, I want to buy. And this is actually an example I'm dealing with now with a guy. I want to sell this house and buy a new house, but I'm worried that I won't have a place to stay whenever this house sells. Okay,
let me ask you this question. So in order for you to buy another home, do you need the money from the selling of this home?
Yes.
Okay, so if that's the case, which 80% of the homeowners, when they buy a home, they need to go through the same situation as you. We actually have a very good solution for it, and we do it all the time. So basically, we can get your home sold, and we can have the buyer to lease back the home to you. That way, you don't have to move twice. And also, because now the market is sort of competitive, right? So if you try to go buy a home now, and your home is not on the market, no seller is going to take you seriously, right? Just for example, if you're trying to sell a home, if the buyer that tries to buy your home, if their home is not even on the market, they're not going to sell to you, right? It's the same thing. So if that's your concern, we can resolve that because we do it all the time. So all we got to do is ask the buyer for a lease back.
Mm-hmm. How much is that lease back? How much am I going to pay in rent?
Here's the thing. So there's there's different options. But usually because we can get multiple offers for you, usually on average we get at least 5 to 10 offers. So I think most likely, I'm not going to guarantee it, but I think most likely we can negotiate a lease term where it's very favorable to you. Maybe where the buyer may even be agreeing to lease to you for free. But remember though, because right now the interest rate is still low. So you want to sell your home so that you can get the home as quickly as possible. That way you can lock in the low interest rate. I mean, even let's say worst case scenario, even if you had to pay for the lease, or either 1 month or 2 months, that's not a lot of money. That's maybe $2,000, $5,000. But let's say if you wait till later on, let's say if the interest rate increased, then you're not paying just $2,000 to $5,000. You're paying a lot more if you had to buy a home with a higher interest rate.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any other concern? So if that's the only concern you have, I think, and also I heard from you that the highest price is the most important for you. So if that's the case, I think now is a good time to sell. And also you don't have to worry about that issue about buying and selling, because we do it all the time. We can make sure that the buyer can lease back to you. That way you don't have to move twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I think I still want to take a little bit of time and put this off for a week, just so I can do these touch up and repairs on my home.
So here's how the process works. Remember, I just shared with you earlier how the process works. Before we put a home on the market, we actually pre-market it first. And the whole process takes some time actually, because we need to take a photograph, and also we need to pre-market. It takes 1 to 2 weeks. And also remember, I shared with you earlier that usually we get a lot of offers for the home. Usually, I'm assuming for this your home in this condition and the price range, I think we can get at least 10 offers. So usually, most of our contracts when we sell the home to the buyer is sold as is. So I know you want to make the home look pretty, but you do not need to do any repair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, when you say you want to do the repair, what's the goal? Are you trying to get a higher price, or you don't? Are you worried that the buyer is gonna try to ask for more money, or what's the rationale for you wanting to do that?
I just want to get the highest price possible.
Yeah. So if the highest price is what you're looking after, the like repair, you can do it, but you don't need to, because most of our contract is sold as is. Actually, if you want to get the highest price, the timing is actually more important. It's actually gonna help you to get a higher price between the timing and versus repair, because the interest rate has already started going up, I think. Yeah.
Ray, you're a persistent dude.
No, I'm not trying to put.
I'm literally dealing with this right now with this guy who I sold him this house last year. Now he hit me up. He wants to sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Came out there, got him in touch with the contractor. Now he's like, I want to wait because I'm scared. I won't have a place to live. I'm like, dude, your house is going to sell tomorrow.
Okay, let's continue. Okay. Yeah. So you just mentioned to me that you're scared that you don't have the place to live?
Yeah.
Okay, remember, just because we start a process, you do not need to sell. Even if we have 100 buyers who want to buy your home, you do not need to sell. You can cancel anytime. You do not need to sell unless you get the price you want, and you do not need to sell unless you find the home you want. Because when let's say if we get a really good a strong buyer with a crazy high price, if they want to buy, we can agree to sell to them, but we can put a contingency in there. It's a seller finding a replacement home in contingency. That way, you get the best of both worlds. You get the highest price, you lock in the highest price, and it's at the same time you have the freedom to look the perfect home you're looking for.
Uh-huh.
Does that sound helpful? Does that solve your problem or no?
I think it would, yeah.
Okay, then great. Let's take advantage of this great market and to get price you want. So here's paperwork.
Okay, so yeah, no, that's really good. I guess if I could ask you your opinion on where I should, because I have a guy right now literally like that. It's we're gonna list this home for about $225.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna buy a home within 300 range.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally that exact situation I just put you through. He's like, early July, I met him at his house, walked through it, got him all excited, showed him how much he'll get for it. He was ready to go. And then he texted me and was like, hey, I want to wait a little bit. I don't know if I'll have a place to stay. And I was like, dude, it's not like we have to take an offer or, I think I made the expectation too high for him to understand that he's still in complete control. And now he keeps week after week, he's, hey, let's do next week. He texted me this week, hey, this week's not good. Let's find a time next week for the contract to come out. I'm like,
so here's the thing. I think Ian, I think you have a pretty good sales skill. You are pretty good at selling. But I think one issue you have, which I sense it almost every time, is that you have a tendency to butting head.
Yeah.
You do not want to do that.
Yeah.
Like this is what we talked about before. Do you want to be right or you want to be rich? You know what I mean? Yes.
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I feel that you always want to. Seems like it's like a competition for you, but you want to make sure to channel that energy into the outcome, not the process. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're always trying to up the person in the conversation. That's not good. You want to make sure the outcome, because put the money in your pocket, that's when you're winning. You trying to butting head with the customer, that's not gonna get you anything. And
I'm trying to butt heads with them. I'm trying to understand, because it's like, I guess it does come off as butting heads, because I'm like, hey, so
what you want, in this situation, what you want is, you want to understand exactly what they are worried about. Because if they are not moving forward, so okay, it's basically when you try to get somebody to do something, it's basically two buttons, right? It's the pleasure and the fear, and usually fear actually works better than pleasure, right? So this last step, the removing risk step, basically you just kept going back and forth between pleasure and fear. Basically, you want to remove all their fear, and you want to use the prospect of fear to make sure they move forward as quickly as possible, right?
Uh-huh.
So.
Okay.
So
hello?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of. So let's say if they did not move forward, right? So we just went through some of them. So the fear factor you want to use is that interest rate is still low. If you want to get the price, now is the best time to sell, right? So that's a fear factor, right? You don't want them to wait, right? And then if they still do not move forward, then you gotta remove the risk, right? You can tell them, hey, if you do not get your price, you do not need to sell. If you do not find a home you like, you do not need to sell, right? And also, you're not obligated to sell. You even if you do not sell, you do not owe us anything. right? So basically, you need to figure out what their worry is. If they have this fear, if you do not address it, they're not gonna sell.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna sign with you.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
So let's say, what if we went through all this if they still do not want to move forward? Here's the thing, because whenever you go to a listing appointment, your goal is to get up the contract signed. Because if you do not get a sign, the minute you walk out there, the possibility of you signing a contract again is very low.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, of course, at the same time, you don't want to feel like you are too pushy. But you know, as long as everyone's still on the good terms, you want to make sure, to get the paperwork signed.
Okay.
Let's say, if you already remove all risk, if they still do not want to sign, then there's two more things you can do. Okay, I gotta wrap up the call pretty soon because I got another call. There's two more things you can do. One is you can tell them, hey, we have a cancellation guarantee. We can both sign it right now. So if at any time during the process, if you're not happy with anything, you do not need to ask me to sign anything because I already signed it right now. That's the ultimate removal of fear, right? And another thing you can do, just trying to get the listing. If you say, tell you what, if you make the decision today, I'll give you a discount. I'll lower the commission to whatever. Because you want to get that contract. Because if you get it, even if you charge less, it's still better than not getting it at all. You guys have any more questions?
No, I'm good, Ray. This was a great call.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So I'll send you guys the homework. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Bye.